What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Nation Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle today, and today's opponent is Kane. And from the looks of things, we've got some new faces that I have not seen up until this point. Well, maybe just one in Electivire. I've actually seen Milotic a couple of times, and Scizor, Charizard, Garchomp, they're all pretty common, and then Umbreon's not as common as I thought it would be, but I've still seen a couple and actually had some trouble with a few, but anyway, on my side, nothing really new here. I've got my Greninja, got my sub-disabled Gengar, Galvantula, Sticky Web Lead, obviously, Banded Talonflame, and then my specially defensive Milotic, and Mega Lucario. And I actually just bred this Lucario not that long ago, so that's why I'm kind of using it in a lot of battles now. But I just wanted to see what all the hype was about. Everybody seems to be using Mega Lucario, and a lot of people have been complaining about it, so I was like, might as well use it. So let's get right into this battle here. And Kane is going to start off with Shadow the Umbreon. I'm going to bring out my Greninja because I've noticed that a lot of people automatically assume I'm going to start off with Galvantula, so I've started to mix it up a little bit and not always start off with Galvantula. So I'm going to go for a U-turn here. Now, there's not really much else I can do with Greninja here, so yeah, Umbreon pretty much just tanks special moves like crazy, so I'm not going to risk losing my Greninja, so I just go for the U-turn into Galvantula while it goes for the Curse, and that lowers his speed. Not that it matters, Galvantula will already be faster than it, and Umbreon's pretty slow anyway, so there's that. So instead of going for the Sticky Web, I decide I'm just going to go for the Bug Buzz, and this thing barely, and I mean barely survives. Goes for the Payback with the Curse boost, and yeah, it does a lot of damage. Breaks my Focus Sash. Doesn't get me down to 1 HP, but oh well. I decided to go for a Sticky Web on the next turn just because I'd rather have Sticky Web up than have something, you know, wiggity wham happen. Yeah, I went there. And have it not be able to get up because it's pretty much the key to my victory in a lot of cases. So yeah, so I decided, you know what, I can just revenge kill this thing because it literally has like half an HP point left. So I bring out Gengar and go for the Shadow Ball, and that gets rid of Umbreon, so that's that. So an eye for an eye there. He's going to bring out his Scizor next, and this thing obviously has Bullet Punch, which I guess makes sense. So I'm going to go for a substitute here, and I'm already down in the red zone, so Gengar can't take another Bullet Punch, obviously. His defenses are pretty paper thin. So he's going to go for Bullet Punch again here, and I'm like, crap, not really much I can do with Gengar out, and I don't really just want to switch into something else. So I decide to go the sub-disable route and disable that Bullet Punch altogether. I'm not sure what kind of set this thing is running. It's obviously not a Mega Scizor, so I'll go for a Shadow Ball, see what he does. I'm maybe expecting a U-turn here, but nope, it has Night Slash, so that's going to finish off Gengar, which kind of sucks because, I don't know, this Gengar is a good check to a lot of Pokemon that you wouldn't think it would be because of the sub-disable thing going on. So now I'm going to bring out my Lucario. I'm going to Mega Evolve, obviously. And I'm pretty sure that with Bullet Punch disabled, you know, well, even without it, Scizor can't really do anything to Mega Lucario. Mega Lucario pretty much just, whatchamacallit, not counters, but resists all of its moves. That's what I was thinking of. I just had a total brain fart there. My bad. Alright, I'm a little tired. So he goes for the counter there, and I'm just going to set up a couple of Swords Dances. I get 2 off, and I probably could have gone for another one, and in retrospect, it cost me dearly. So I get the Crunch off. Obviously, that kills Scizor. That's not the issue. The issue is that Charizard comes in here, and now I'm like, is it going to evolve into X or Y? X or Y? If I go for the close combat and it's Y, it's not going to kill, and he can kill me with Flamethrower. If it's X, I might still be able to kill with Crunch. So I'm going to go for the Crunch, play it safe. He does evolve into X, and again, it barely, and I mean barely, survives. Goes for the Flamethrower. And I'm like, oh my god, I should have went for another Swords Dance against that Scizor because nothing was stopping me. Literally nothing. So that just really bit me in the ass there. Destroyed my attempted late game sweep. So I'm going to go for the the U-turn here with Greninja, because, again, half an HP point left, so that's going to take care of Mega Charizard X, and I'm sure he's really not that sad about it dying. Took out Lucario, so now he's going to go into his Electivire. It's an interesting nickname for Electivire, but okay. So I've got Talonflame out here, and this is banded, but it also has Will-O-Wisp just for this very reason, in case I end up getting stuck against a check, and I'm still able to switch out. So I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp there, burn it, and I'm able to take the Thunder Punch fairly nicely. Starting to wonder if this is a defensive set, though, because even, you know, considering the burn, Thunder Punch really didn't do that much. And Electivire has decent attack, so I don't know what the hell's going on there. Now he's going to go for a Wild Charge. So that's kind of strange that he has Thunder Punch and Wild Charge in the same set. Doesn't really do that much to Milotic, despite not having any physically defensive investment. Still able to tank that pretty nicely, especially with the burn. And yeah, there's not really anything that he can do here. I'm going to be able to stall him out, no doubt, with Recover and Scald. So I go for Scald this turn. And I don't know if you thought I was going to switch, but I switched into Milotic, so I don't know why I would switch out. But he goes for Earthquake. And I don't know, I kind of felt like that was just giving up on Electivire. But who am I to judge? Alright, so with the burn damage, pretty much an easy KO here. Just go for the Scald. I'm faster than it thanks to the Sticky Web. And yeah, we actually came out of that pretty okay. Milotic, you know, came through again. So he's going to send out his Mimi, which is his own Milotic. And this was what got me as kind of strange. I get the Sticky Web there. I'm going to go for the Toxic. I'm expecting a Toxic back. That would make sense. A lot of Milotic sets run Toxic. Okay, so no, he goes for the Dragon Pulse. So I'm like, okay, that's an okay coverage move. So maybe this is a offensive set. And if that's the case, I'm in good shape, because I will definitely be able to stall him out with Toxic unless he switches. But, so, we'll see what happens. I'm going to go for Recover here as I was getting towards the halfway mark. And now he goes for Iron Tail. I'm like, okay, maybe he thought I was going to switch. But then I thought about it more. Why in the hell are you even running Iron Tail on a Milotic in the first place? Makes absolutely no sense. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. So, there's really nothing I can do to this Milotic other than Scald. I mean, I have Dragon Tail as well, but I don't want to use that because I don't have entry hazards up other than Sticky Web, so I'm not getting residual, passive damage from that, and all that is going to do is interrupt the Toxic flow, and I do not want to do that. So I'm just going to have to tough it out here, hope that this thing doesn't have Recover. If it does, it's going to take a few extra turns, and I'm probably going to have to switch out at some point. So that kind of sucks. So I've got a couple of turns of Toxic damage going, and Scald is doing literally nothing. Might as well just be doing nothing. But there's not anything else I can do, like I said, so I might as well just wait it out and see what happens. I'm going to go for a Water Pulse here, and I'm, again, like, what? Water Pulse? Like, Dragon Pulse is the only thing that made any sense so far in this set. And, of course, the Confusion kicks in there. 20% chance, and he gets it on the first try, so doesn't do any damage, really, but unfortunately, I'm confused, so I don't know what its other move is. I don't want to risk anything, especially with another Pokemon coming in after it. With my luck, it'll still be confused. So I'm going to go into Greninja here, expecting maybe an Iron Tail, and he actually switches out himself here, and that turned out to be a good thing for me, because he goes into his Garchomp, and I'm like, okay, well that kind of works out, so we'll go for an Ice Beam, and he stays in. I kind of think he just gave up at this point, because, I mean, I don't really know what he would have done. You switch into Milotic and get Ice Beam. I mean, that wouldn't kill, probably, but then, the poison damage would be like a sure KO after that, so I don't know, but he pretty much just threw away his Garchomp, so now I can go for the Dark Pulse, but I'm still kind of thinking that this isn't going to kill. Greninja, this particular set that I'm running in this match is not Life Orb, it's Expert Belt, so With Life Orb, I may have been able to get the KO there, but I don't. He does indeed have Recover, so this could take a while with Greninja. And I'm just going to have to hope for either a crit or just wait it out a couple of turns until the toxic damage is too much and I can finish it off with a Dark Pulse. So I do go for the Dark Pulse there, and predictably he's going to go for a Dragon Pulse, which is really all he can do. And that does okay damage. It doesn't look like that's going to KO me on the next turn either way. And he might just barely be in range of a Dark Pulse here, so I'm just going to go for it. I'm like, what the hell. This match is pretty much over, and I don't know, it would have been close, but I got a crit. So Milotic goes down, and with that, that is the end of the battle. So it was actually a pretty decent battle. It was closer than what it seemed, and I don't know, just a couple of curious plays there that made it not as close as it could have been, but happens to the best of us. He still had a pretty cool team. It was refreshing to see something like Electivire, and even Mega Charizard X. I haven't seen a lot of those either, so it's always nice to see some, quote, non-meta Pokemon going on there, and even Umbreon too, so it was a good match. We'll have to do it again sometime, and that's that. So next time, I think we have a little bit of a closer battle, and a longer one, too. We're going to break out the Hazardy Stall team. And then after that, I think that's the last one that I have recorded. Then we'll go into some new pokes after that. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. And I will catch you next time. Till then, game on.